One of the more tiresome things about modern social media are the amount of people, usually on the woke far left, displaying false victimhood. People claiming, oh, woe is me, but usually acting really terribly to anyone who doesn't 100% agree with them. An example of this was last year with the trans genocide, which is the only genocide in human history where all the people being murdered are still alive and well to tell us about it. Or people over in the New World behaving as if the United States of America has become twinned with Germany in the late 1930s. So today, we'll see people desperate to play the victim.
Thank you.
All right.
LGBT without the T. Hi, my name is Julian. My pronouns are he, they. And I'm here today because I am trans and I deserve to live. And I want to help protect all the trans kids that come after me.
Well, thank you so much. And yes, they can't erase you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
All right.
LGBT without the T.
I'm trans, I deserve to live. Look at me, I'm the victim. Who has told Julian, he, they, that he, they doesn't deserve to live? That's right, no one. He, they is just playing the victim. Of course, in the USA, that shit doesn't fly anymore. Because no matter how many surgeries or hormones Julian has used, when he, they goes to apply for a passport, it will say female, because that's what Julian is. Human beings cannot change sex. And as for there's no LGBT without the T, I have lost count of the amount of L's, G's and B's that have told me they want nothing to do with the T's. And it's not the vast majority of trans people who are just trying to live their lives, and if that's you, I wish you the very best. But it's the toxic ones, the TQ cult, and their toxic fucking allies. But if we look at Julian's sign, even that doesn't make sense. There's no LGB without the T. Does he, they not realise that LGB doesn't have a fucking T in it?
Hello everyone! My name is Mark and my pronouns are he, they. I am an autistic punk. And I'm here to speak on behalf of all punks when we say we will not appreciate or tolerate bigotry in Nottingham! We will not tolerate fascism! We will not tolerate homophobia! And most certainly we will not tolerate Posey Parker! And I say on behalf of you all, I love you all so much!
Oh, there's a shock. It's another he, they. Any pronouns except the ones that actually apply to them. And at least Julian made a bit of an effort to come across looking slightly male rather than an extra from a low-budget horror movie. And straight away, I'm autistic, I have a disability, I'm the victim, and then goes on the attack. I won't appreciate, and I thought that was an odd word to use, or tolerate bigotry in Nottingham. Only in Nottingham. So if you're a bigot, just head on to Derby, you'll be absolutely fine. And they won't tolerate fascists. I've been to Nottingham many times. I've yet to see hordes of jack-booted brown shirts waving swastikas and giving Nazi salutes. Won't tolerate homophobia. It's 2025. No one gives a fuck about anyone's sexuality anymore. And they won't tolerate Posey Parker. And if you don't know who Posey is, she's a British TERF, trans-exclusionary radical feminist. Basically a woman who says that men cannot be women. So let's sum up. Our new friend won't tolerate hatred or bigotry of any kind, but also won't let people have freedom of speech.
The entire system is the extermination camp. Let me repeat myself. The entire system is the extermination camp. If you don't follow Tall Girl, please go do so. I want to take data from a video she made. It is the fact that under Project 2025, she is saying that 25 to 40% of the population of the United States will be eliminated. And no, this doesn't mean through things like camps. We're going to have those for immigrants or people presumed to be immigrants or anyone that they determine needs to be immediately eliminated. But the rest of us are going to go through something where privilege is going to keep you alive. Well, it's more than one something. People are going to die because of things like pandemics that are not handled correctly, They're going to die because we are going to amend or change or eliminate the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938. Go see my 2 pinned videos on my profile for more information on that. But in short, you're going to see children going back to work in unsafe conditions. Also, as a result of that act, you will see the erasing of overtime, tips, minimum wage, which will drive up things like homelessness, hunger. People die from those things. And the last of these major things is going to be violence. You can call me an alarmist all you want, but the only way we get out of this thing is through French Revolution inspiration.
My God. Project 2025? I thought that was just a political initiative to give more power to the political right in the USA. I've read through it, there's no mention of mass extermination. This is different level victimhood, because according to the narrative, which is absolute bollocks, she's suggesting that the US government is planning to slaughter 25 to 40% of the population. That does sound somewhat far-fetched. I've said this before, but in the modern world, we all have smartphones. We can all record and broadcast things. So if the American government are going to start building mass extermination camps for migrants, I think someone's going to pick up on that. And she's worried about pandemics. COVID was 5 years ago. On average, there's a pandemic every 100 years. I'm not overly fussed about the next one. I doubt I'll be here for it. And then changes to work laws. There's not going to be young American children doing slave labour. We have Chinese kids to do that for us. And then the talk of a revolution, like the French Revolution, all this violence again coming from the woke left. Is she knocking up a guillotine in her back garden? Anyway, now let's see a revolutionary.
We will not be silenced. The silent riot has begun.
Yes, that's the way to overthrow a government which these people think is tyrannical, by saying and doing nothing. But I think I speak for many people here when I say that if there is a movement that's going to get all of the ugly women with septum piercings and shit haircuts to shut the fuck up, I'm all for it. This next clip, I have to be very, very careful how I word my response.
The UK is not safe for black boys. It just isn't safe for black boys. I've noticed a trend amongst African parents sending their boys back to Africa when they reach about ages 10 to 13. And the reason that they're doing this is because it's just not safe for black boys. Because there's a real danger to them. Because they are forced into gangs. And they're black boys. They feel like they have to carry knives with them because they feel like that's the only way they can protect themselves.
Hi everyone, Editing Danny here. The audio on the clip that was coming up got a bit scrambled, so I'll have to redub it now. And yes, I know I look dapper in my glasses. So, how to word this? She's saying that the UK isn't safe for young black boys, and I agree with her. But she's playing the victim card, implying it's down to racism or bigotry or whatever. The main danger to young black boys in the UK are other young black boys. In London alone, a massively disproportionate number of the men killed in knife attacks are young black men, 45% of victims. But 61% of the perpetrators are also young black men. And they're not being forced into gangs or carrying knives. They're doing so usually because they're from dysfunctional families, and joining a gang gives them a sense of community, and carrying a knife, that's a sense of power. If there are African families who want to send their young boys back to Africa where they can kill each other there, I'm all for it. And that's not me being some mad far-right racist, that's just statistics. Moving on. So we've seen a collection of victims. Now we'll see a predator. No, not like that.
Guys, help me decide who's going to be my next victim. Strawberry shortcake, vanilla butter cake, strawberry dulce de leche, or our favorite chocolate ganache supreme. There's also this one. Oh my god.
Well, that's an attractive woman. I think maybe she should stop victimising cakes and instead pick on carrots, salad and maybe long walks, but we know that won't happen. I'll wager that when she's eating said cakes, she has to wear chainmail gloves in case she accidentally bites her fucking fingers off. Anyway, I think I'll get in on the victimhood narrative. I'm going to go home now, find my designated safe space and rock back and forth crying uncontrollably. What a fucking time to be alive. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you could leave a comment or a like rating, that really helps the algorithm. If you'd like to support me making these videos, there's a link in the description to buy me a coffee, and that link is also when you click on my page. There's also a link to Patreon, although bear in mind I haven't actually set that up yet. And as ever, thanks for watching. One of the more irritating things about modern social media is people playing the victim, false victimhood. Said victim twice, fuck it. I've said this before, in the modern world we all have smartphones with good video cameras on them. So, if the US government were going to build mass extermination camps for migrants, someone would have posted about it. Not only that, what about the people building it, the construction workers, the architects, the engineers? Is there a guy going home, a bricklayer in the USA, and going, you know what, I've got a new contract, love. We're building a death camp. There's no LGB without the T. That's the same as there's no ABC without the D. Without the D. Yes, that's the way to overthrow government. Sit at home, saying and doing nothing. Although I suspect that's what she does anyway. But fuck it.